In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to delete a paid bill in Xero. When a bill or invoice shows as paid in Xero, you can't delete it straight away. First, you need to remove the payment that's been applied. I'll walk you through the exact clicks using an invoice example from the sales area, but the same logic applies to bills. You remove the payment link, then the transaction becomes editable or deletable. Start on the Xero homepage for the correct organization. Make sure you're in the company where the bill or invoice lives. From here, open Sales, then choose Invoices. This takes you to a list of invoices. If you're dealing with a paid item, scroll through the list to find the relevant record. You can sort or filter by status to make it easier, or use search if you know the reference or contact. In this walkthrough, we'll select a sample invoice to demonstrate, open the invoice, and scroll down the page. In the Activity and Payment section, you'll see a line that says something like Less Payment, showing the payment date and amount. That line is clickable. Select it to jump directly to the related bank transaction that Xero matched to this invoice. On the bank transaction screen, look for the Options menu, open Options, then choose Remove and Redo. Xero will ask you to confirm. This action doesn't delete the bank statement line. Instead, it removes the reconciliation link between the bank transaction and the invoice. In other words, it unapplies the payment so the invoice is no longer marked as paid. Once that's done, the invoice returns to an awaiting payment state. At that point, you can make the correction you intended, including deleting or voiding it if appropriate. If you are starting from a bill in the Purchases area, the principle is identical. Open the bill, click the payment line, go to the bank transaction, and use Remove and Redo to clear the payment link first. A few tips to keep things clean and compliant. If you see multiple payment lines, remove each one to fully unmark it as paid. If the period is locked or you don't have permission, you may need an advisor or admin to unlock the period or update your access. Always document the reason for removal in your internal notes and consider exporting a copy of the original for your records before you change it. Finally, remember that Remove and Redo affects the reconciliation status only. The bank line remains available to be reconciled correctly afterward. And that's it. You've successfully cleared the payment from a paid transaction in Xero, which is the required step before deleting it.